r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What causes death more than people realize? Stress. I always thought it was kind of unfair to us as a species that we tend to worry so much about the stress levels of animals and extend none of that to ourselves. A rabbit can die of a heart attack from stress. Me too, it just takes longer. I'm a florist, so I do funeral flowers. When there's a cold snap, weather is below freezing for 4-5 days. There are more funerals for elderly people the weeks after the cold weather. None of them are homeless. This is regular suburban houses with heat on, but somehow the cold still has a drastic effect. Lack of sleep. Mosquitoes. UTIs. If you know any older people who suddenly show signs of confusion or hostility, check for infection, especially older women who use Depends or pads regularly. Don't assume it's getting old or dementia. It could be infection due to UTI. It's pretty common, and if it doesn't get treated, it can get ugly. Edit. This also goes for anyone. I have health issues at 47, and I take precautions such as drinking plenty of cranberry juice, cran tabs, or lots of water to flush out my system. It's more common in elderly people due to biological reasons, sitting in depends, and not enough water to flush system. However, it can sneak up on anyone. If you sit or lay a lot due to work, or an illness, or aren't getting enough fluids, you could be brewing a UTI. I like the test kits you can get at a drugstore and then doctors if it's positive for antibiotics. Sepsis. You don't know you have it, you feel like shit, maybe, but you don't suspect sepsis. Then you die. I worked at a funeral home for a year. Here are some patterns I observed. If they passed in their 70s and later, it's from Alzheimer's. If they're in their 60s, it's cancer. If men die in their 40s or 50s, it's from heart disease. If a woman dies in her 40s or 50s, it's breast cancer. Men in their 20s or 30s, it's meth and or alcohol related. Women in their 20s, it's alcohol related. For adolescent boys, it's a gun. Additional fun facts. You're most likely to die within a month before or after your birthday or Christmas. The bigger the storm outside, the more people are dying from disease inside. Our funeral home had a cabinet full of cremated remains that no one ever picked up. Some had been in there for more than 60 years. Legally, the funeral home cannot dispose of them without family permission. So they remain there, waiting. Epilepsy. Sudden unexpected death in epilepsy is a serious fear I live with every day. Homicide is the leading cause of death for pregnant women in the United States. Accidents at home, for example cutting corners and not calling professionals like electricians. Why did I picture someone taking a turn too quickly and dying via door jam slam? Slipping in the shower. No joke. I know folks who've been seriously injured this way. It's quite common. One of those vastly underestimated risks. Shoveling snow. Recent weather in the US has brought more snow than regular regions see. Overexertion for normally sedentary people causes death. My grandfather died after shoveling snow in the 50s in Detroit. Prior to that he was the picture of health. But apparently he exerted himself beyond his limits, and it killed him. As someone who works in a hospital, Tylenol, or acetaminophen. If it was a medication created today, it would be prescription, because of how dangerous it can be if you take more than the bottle recommends. If you take way too much, and don't get your stomach pumped immediately, within 10 hours of ingestion, there's nothing anyone can do. I'm not exaggerating. I've personally known at least one case that ended in death, and it was a minor. It is not a good way to die. That's all folks. Thank you for watching. If you like videos like this one, why not like and subscribe for more? Have a nice evening.